Again, I don't want to look too deeply into it, at least with the previous map having a very similar story for that first half and then falling apart on their CT side, but this lead is pretty heavy so far. Hellraisers coming back in for the buy. We do have that option for the AWP that certainly should be bought. There it is, Woxic pulling that in, up against Caspian again. A duel we didn't really get to see too much of in that previous map, so certainly what I want to at least get a look at this time, because obviously the money was one of the main issues for Dark Tigers on that second half to even afford that AWP. Now, fast banana taken here from Dark Tigers. 3 players already up, and Woxic into middle with his AWP. Already dropped Caspian. That's the duel going his way. Maybe a chance for Hellraisers to pull things back after a bit of a deficit taken early on. That kill could certainly lead in them doing so.
Yeah, I love the confidence to take that fight. Pop flash over into middle. It's such a risky fight for the CTs to take, but it almost looked scripted for Woxic. He knew exactly what he was doing in that scenario, and the man advantage now falls into the favor of Hellraisers. But as you said, they have thrown away some advantages before. Peak still going to be around this apartment spot. A couple of players in middle and one just holding down the fort on Banana, not wanting to allow Hellraisers too much control. However, the T side don't have a whole lot of utility left. We're going to see some smokes thrown in over towards this A side of the map. Counter utility being thrown out as well, but with 40 seconds left, the bomb still remains on the floor, and the T's don't look dedicated. They have, however, picked up a kill on towards B, which looks to somewhat force the rotation back of Angel, and maybe it should do, because Bondik, although he's held them off with a smoke and a Molotov, they are going to be pushing in his direction. Yeah,
he's got a bit more time to delay, but with that smoke going down at the 25-second mark, they'll push on through. He's not ready, so dead. And Angel already beginning his rotation back through, but it might be too late. The bomb's down here for Dark Tigers. It's a 3-on-3 retake. We've seen them be good in these post plants on B before. Tom's already pushed up towards the edge. Will Hellraisers check this spot, because he is basically applying contact. He's trying to stop them from pushing into this ruins, but he's already getting ruined. Angel opening kill back into the site. Beastic can't finish off the frag onto the man in CT spawn, so Tusi going to try and do it instead. Shot missed close up, but Beastic again, he's so good on this B bomb site. 2 kills for him on the defense, and Woxic with that, he's just got to run back and save.
Again, it's Beastic to get them a 6th round, and yeah, no, the questions have to be asked. Bondik switching guns just as you're the only defender of the site. That's a mistake that really can't afford to make, and it is the difference maker. It's a 3v3 in the retake instead of what should have been a 3v2 if he even just gets a trade. So yeah, problems arise. Now Angel does have some extra cash. Woxic could even drop a rifle. So they could go for a buy in this round. The problem is we've now got 6 rounds already on the T side for Dark Tigers. And this is a lot scarier than last time, because they're actually sort of stringing rounds together. Granted, they've not been clean at all. Like, you look at the money, okay, you got Beastic, obviously, with a fair bit of extra cash, Capson with some money, but the rest of the team not in that strong a position. Now, they will still be able to buy into the next round, even if they do lose this one, but yeah, Hellraisers, I think this pause was necessary. They need to slow things down a bit here.
Yeah, this is not the Hellraisers we know and love right now. Guns need to be dropped over. Angel buying up quite a lot as well. That stops his ability to drop over another rifle. Maybe just trying to plateau his money out for the time being. So not fully committing to the buy here for Hellraisers. They're going to keep $2,000 to $3,000 across the majority of these players. Some very light investment, but knowing that max loss bonus is in full effect, they don't have to worry for the time being. Can afford to give away another round. But again, with a 7-0 lead that could be taken here by Dark Tigers, that's insane. That's a really, really big lead, especially for an underdog coming into this kind of matchup where Hellraisers are such a strong Inferno team. Already boost up Banana. Chase coming in through for the T side. It could be well timed, and it is. Woxic's already opened up. Tusi's dead. Looking for more through the wall. It won't connect. Dark Tigers already falling out of Banana. They want nothing to do with that fight.
And I like this, just rotating the AWP into different portions of the map. It's something that obviously Dark Tigers, knowing was saved from the previous round, they're going to expect pistols on the other players. Issa will catch another one into the apartments. Is this going to be the round that Hellraisers managed to steal away? AO has other ideas. Will at least remove the AWP from the hands of Woxic for now. However, Issa has now retrieved another rifle. And in terms of the T presence, they're somewhat split. This is not really the way that you want to see them in these sort of rounds. They're taking individual battles. They're giving chances. Issa's going to spot AO through the smoke, but Doesn't manage to do the damage, and it is now going to come on to devfox alone on this site. Has a little bit of utility to expend to try and slow the push, but he doesn't have any armor and doesn't have any help.
Well, he needs to spot this man coming in through the smoke. They are just on the edge, and as soon as that starts to dissipate, he may get the drop on one. If he takes a 1-4 on here, that's perfect, but he's already losing his teammates. Angel going down in the spawn. devfox giving away his position, but not getting a frag with it. He gets overrun as well. Good control for Dark Tigers. They take the man advantage back, and with that, we might just see the straight-up save. Bomb down, 2-on-3 retake, no utility or kits to do it. I'm not sure if Hellraisers can even be convinced. They're going to fall off out of this round. Issa's already on the A bomb site. bondik holds for a pick with the AWP to see if Dark Tigers get overly aggressive, but that's just not going to happen, Tom. This is a 7-0 lead here for Dark Tigers. Yes, Hellraisers have money. Yes, the buy will be coming through, but no, they're not getting any rounds.
Yeah, and well, Dark Tigers have just been picking them apart. The retakes haven't been particularly good. And a lot of the rounds we're seeing from Hellraisers, every time I'm like, okay, now they're going to take one. Now they're like, they get themselves advantages. They start things off strong. And then every single time, it's just a bounce back from Dark Tigers. Props have to be given to them. bondik will at least take down one man, still making things costly. But at this point, the T side have so much money built up, they're not going to be in trouble of being reset. So now we need to see a streak back. This is where Hellraisers have to do the same as what's been done to them. They need to get a few rounds in a row, at least getting sort of 6 or 7 themselves. Because the fact is, if it goes too much further and then the pistol goes the way of Dark Tigers, which in terms of the sort of pistol rounds has been the case, that's where things will get very, very scary.
Well, it's a now or never for Hellraisers. 3 on B once again. Flash up set by Angel, potentially going to see some aggression here, but Hellraisers have a very, Dark Tigers have a very passive banana, at least control at the time being. One player towards the logs. Smoking deep, Molotov to try and force him out into the open. He will try and keep himself alive with a smoke, but look at how they're pushing. Look at how much they want this kill. Hellraisers, they know the importance of taking the double man advantage. devfox finds it. And with that, now 2 players up for Hellraisers. This is a round that they cannot lose. If they lose this, then who knows what can happen, because Dark Tigers will be up to 8 off the back of a 3-on-5, and Hellraisers will be morally crushed.
Well, yeah, this is the case as well that, okay, Beast is still alive, so maybe there's a chance. He has been helping them turn the tide. We already see the CTs with complete banana control. Deep smoke's being thrown in as well. In the meantime, the T's are going to try and push towards, well, at least one of them faking the A site. It's back to B. There's only one man here, devfox again, and he has been caught out quite a few times over the last couple of rounds, but he spotted them early. I like this from devfox. Just trying to play the information game, trying to wait for the rotation. Already bondik is on his way back towards the site. He needs to at least get a kill, but the flashbang is perfect. It's still only going to be a trade, though. devfox with 3 kills in this round. bondik now picks up his first, and while AO tries to get onto the site. Finally, Hellraisers, they make it onto the scoreboard. The question is now, can they actually string some rounds together? They keep a fair few players alive in that round, so in terms of money, they're not going to be too bad off, and already building up a little bit of extra cash just over the last few rounds anyway, and loss bonus, and saving weaponry. And actually, considering this, the T's still have a pistol in play, so 7 rounds in a row are not enough to buy. A little bit worrying.
Yeah, it just shows the damage Hellraisers have been doing. As you said, they've been constantly in advantage situations where they end up losing in 4-on-2s, in taking the first pick. They've been doing damage. They've just not been able to close out these rounds, and that damage now is finally coming into play. So 2 rounds are found by Hellraisers. They have been given an opportunity back into this map with an anti-eco. Well, potentially, you would assume.
Beastic just got absolutely wrecked by an 8. 51 damage. Roxic going to start things off as well with the first kill, already a second. And this is where we see a bit of a switch up from Hellraisers. They've opted to take much more aggressive stance on banana, taking control, but actually both players, after being 2 men up, fall. Rotation will come in from Angel. He's going to be there to try and hold down this site. However, Issa has not spotted Beastic creeping all the way past him.
Oh, no.
He doesn't know that there's now a man all the way back towards the graveyard, and this could be absolutely perfect. Also, the flank going to come in onto Woxic. He's left completely unaware, and I imagine they're so confused right now. Issa from the pit is going to have an awful lot of work left to do. His teammate left on B site, so it does come down to the man from Jordan, but there's the spray down. 2 quick kills. He knows where B-Stick is as well, and Issa from the pit will shut this round down.
Certainly making up for letting that man slip by, but the one positive is because he slipped by, they had no idea Issa was in pit. They assumed it was clear because there was no peek coming through from Hellraisers. Great round from him. And that may keep Hellraisers in this for the time being as well. Dark Tiger's now down onto pistols. P250s and a lone CZ with a Glock. Hellraisers' opportunity to find their 3rd on the board, and then the buy can come back in. But already some damage being done. B-Stick's dropped Angel. So first kill going the way of Dark Tigers and the bomb, Tom.
Why?
The bomb.
That was mental. Just running with the bomb. However, they managed to retrieve it. I'm quite surprised by that. It shouldn't last long, though, as Bondik now shuts things down. But yeah, running through a Molotov when the bomb is in your hands is a little bit insane.
Either way, we'll move on from that. 3-7, Hellraisers now up against the buy, and we do have that AWP in play once again. Not had too much effect. And no armor on this one for Caspen as well, so that's something to take into account on this mid-duel. I think it would probably be a bit optimistic if he went for the early round mid-duel. Woxic has been winning that every single time, and this is no change today. Caspen dead. And with that, we've already got aggression from Angel. He's pushed all the way down, doesn't need to do anything though. Woxic's found 2 frags. Angel eventually getting traded. The bomb still left in the spawn. Woxic, he will miss his 3rd shot at the very least, so that's pulled it back. Dark Tiger's now in a 3-on-3. An opportunity maybe stripped away in the apartments by Issa.
He definitely seems to be coming alive for his team over the last few rounds. Integral that somebody did, because Hellraisers obviously losing the first 7 rounds in a row. DevFox again. I do like this, just playing information. Look at the wraparound. AO already pushing. It's almost like they're going ring around a Rosie, because they push into mid and he then goes around the back. The problem is, once again, is it could give a sort of false positive, and if his teammate goes down, this could be such a problem. Bondik pushing aggressively, but Tom catches him. And Issa not going to be able to trade. He has to be so careful, because there is a man just behind him at the moment. Peeks back in, and AO takes him down as well. DevFox now the lone defender of this B site, but there's nobody coming his way.
Yeah, he's got to rotate all the way back round the long route. Does have a kit to work with at the very least, so when this bomb does go down, he can opt for the retake, and I think he is as well, already fast up through middle. It's just a game of where is he coming from? Will Dark Tigers realize DevFox starting to work his way up through short? Smoke miss, that's awkward, but Pit's not covered anyway. Dark Tigers playing from the site and from the graveyard. There's some damage, but it's not the kill. DevFox dead, and that's EO to finish it off. So Dark Tigers back on the board with their own round, and yes, we have 2 in a row for Hellraisers, but is that really enough? Look at the money.
Yeah, this is where the problems begin once again, as well, in fact, again, it's DevFox. It really is taking this sort of utility role. Right, back down. To just a pistol. You're not going to see the CT side again with a little bit of an early gamble. Peek out from Woxic. The boost works out perfectly. So fast with the flicks, but still a little bit in terms of a detriment on a couple of their players. They've still got a decent amount of utility across the rest of the board, thanks to DevFox, of course, dropping down to just that pistol. And there is a weapon to be retrieved. I wonder if Issa actually spotted the pixel. It seems like it doesn't matter, because Woxic's still there with this AWP. And again, he's going to go switching back, changing positions every single time. Tussie waiting around the edge of the smoke, maybe expecting a little bit more aggression. Peeks in, spots Bondik, and will turn things back. We've seen so many rounds now where Hellraisers have even taken 2, maybe even more men advantages and thrown them away. This is not where they can be affording to do this again, because it is a reset scenario. Issa now falls as well. The push coming in on towards this site leaves Angel with so much to do. He'll at least pick up 1, give his team a chance, but it is going to be a 2v2 retake.
Yeah, awkward round from Hellraisers so far. Things need to change. Dark Tigers with a bomb down and plenty of time to settle into their post plants as well. Optimal positions as now Hellraisers begin to wrap up through the long. 2 players up on short as well. Dark Tigers are very well prepared for this one. Push beginning to come through. Flash and smoke. at least allowing Dead Fox to get close, but the time is just so low, Tom. They really have to speed things up. It's an open plant for short. They can't afford to be this slow with the round, and they need to jump on the bomb right now and commit to the defuse, because this round looks to be over unless they can do it. Woxic covers a shot, and Dead Fox goes down on the bomb. That'll be the round. Woxic can't save the day this time, as Casper shuts him down from the apartments. Dark Tigers, another one on the board.
And now, well, 9 rounds T side, money not there for the CT side. It's going to be that one solitary AWP. And then probably a save. They'll get 2,400 into the next, so there will be a buy. But this limits them to, what, only being able to get, what, like 5 rounds? And in fact, we're going to see a force buy in. Maybe Hellraisers not feeling like that's enough over on their CT side. I can sort of understand it, but this is such a risky scenario to end up in. Look at Woxic. He's going straight through the smoke and finds the opener. There isn't going to be a trade available. This man is looking to try and drag his team through these rounds, but it's been the case so many times now where he's had this AWP, he's got the first 2 picks, and they still lose.
Yeah, especially when they have pistols as well. Hellraiser's not equipped for this one, so if they want to win a round, Woxic, he's got to go and do that again. He's got to go get 2-3 opening frags. If it comes down to just a standard B-site execute here from Dark Tigers, they'll probably just overrun these 3 men with pistols. Maybe even only 2 men, because one's already begun his rotation back towards the A bomb site. Dark Tigers still a very slow approach to this round. They've taken mid, they've still held on to the top of Banana. And Hellraisers have no real information as to where Dark Tigers are committing, but with a man advantage, there's not as much pressure on Hellraisers to play aggressive. We can't just have Woxic holding down this middle area, but that timing is awkward. He moves right off of the angle as Capson begins to move in, but he does reposition for 1. B-Stick dead in the apartments. Woxic traded straight back, but still Hellraisers have the man advantage as the wrap comes in.
Back around towards this B site. Dead Fox is going to be in a decent position. The problem is, again, it's only pistols. If they remove Tussie, they've got a very, very good chance to actually take this round, but Dead Fox will get overwhelmed. Luckily, he's helped out. Bondic catches another one, and now Ayo's going to be the only one left alive. Angel retrieving a Galil for himself, however, sort of wants to wait for his teammate to get here. He goes for the fight, doesn't manage to find anything as of yet. They are just going to be a little bit more patient. Of course, there's no kit still. They can't afford to waste too much time. As long as they gather up together here, it should be a fairly easy trade, pushing back in. A lot of noise being made from Angel, so they know exactly where he's coming from, but it isn't a trade available, and Ayo will find both. Dark Tigers 10-3 up. Another clutch situation going the way of this T side. And again, there's going to be no money for Hellraisers facing into this one. A pause called, but I do wonder if this is too little too late.
No fear from the flashbang as well. Ayo just sitting on the site, and despite Hellraisers throwing in a deep flashbang, he knows he's going to go past him. He knows he has to commit to the duel rather than turn around and get timed by the push of Hellraisers. And this is, I don't even know, because the thing is, if we looked at Cobblestone, right, we had the same story. We had Dark Tigers, a really good T-side, 8 rounds, and get rounds they shouldn't really be winning. Hellraisers making mistakes, obviously Dark Tigers capitalizing. But then when we moved over to that second half, Hellraisers just dominated with their T-side. If this carries on in the way that it's looking, Tom, we could be seeing a 12-3 half. And with that, if Hellraisers lose pistol, they won't even get a chance to pull a comeback. They will probably lose the game off the back of that. So this is really falling apart for Hellraisers. They need these last 2 rounds, but they just haven't got the money to go for it. They've got a force, but yeah, not really even a full investment. Bondic on Armor CZ, Scout on Woxic, pistols on everyone else. They're saving for that last round, but even then, 11-4 half, that's worrying.
Yeah, this is very, very surprising. Hellraisers, again, never really building into this CT side. And the thing is, you can't really even call it down to just like being reset or money problems, because it wasn't really the case. They managed to string a few rounds together. They also lost a lot of rounds in a row, so the loss bonus was behind them. It's actually just been these sort of retake positions and just not able to use your man advantage. Angel will be pushing into middle, manages to find the opener once again. Ooh. I feel like that's been said so many times in this game for the CT side, that they get those openers. Will be a very quick trade back, however, this time Angel will even retrieve the Scout.
Yeah, but Hellraisers, they've decided to bring another man over to this B site, in fact, and that could be the right call to make. Look at Dark Tiger's position. They have everyone wormed their way up Banana. They're going to reconsider the rotation for Hellraisers, so still keeping this Scout in play on the A-bomb site. 2 men left up here. So Bondic and Dead Fox. Big job to do as Dark Tigers begin to group up. Not a lot of utility as well, so just going for these standard B smokes is going to be a pretty likely opportunity for them. Push coming through, Bondik not going to be able to hit the shot. DevFox needs to step up with only a pistol. He's going to get decked. Tom with a double opening kill, and now Hellraisers just getting torn apart on this bomb site. There's nothing they can do. Issa is the last man up, and he's already on the wrong side of the map, so 11 rounds taken by Dark Tigers, and the opportunity for a fourth of the half with the buy coming through for Hellraisers.
Yeah, this is just very, very impressive. The fact that they are managing to just win so many of these clutch situations. The fact is that other than towards the end of their sort of 7-round streak, they never even really built up too much money. There was so many like very, very close rounds along the way with just sort of a couple of players surviving and, well, even just 1v1s coming in towards the end that you sort of wonder if even one or two of those went the other way, how this half would have turned out. The fact is, though, you've got to give props over to Dark Tigers, especially over to sort of Beast. We saw AO as well winning like a 1v2 clutch. Like, they're managing to pull off these rounds, and they're now winning, what, 11-3. Pause has been called. Tactical one from Dark Tigers. They're not going to do what... This is the thing that a lot of teams do, where they'll sort of make mistakes towards the end of the half, and that gives sort of a footing back in. They're taking a pause to try and maybe just steady themselves a bit and make sure they get this 12th.
Yeah, and I really like that as well. Just don't get complacent when you're coming into this game. If you're 11-3 up against Hellraisers, you've already seen you know, throw away a not as strong comeback, but you know, still a hefty lead on that first map. So Dark Tigers just being very careful. They want this guarantee of 12, and with that comes the opportunity to close out the game before Hellraisers even have a full buy. It would be that pistol round that could, you know, drag them all the way up to 15 if Hellraisers continually force after losing that, if it does occur.
See, the interesting thing about this group now, though, is so if Dark Tigers take this one, especially if they take it sort of dominantly, like they managed to do it like this, you then look towards the group itself. I don't expect either of these teams to beat FaZe.
No.
And then it comes down to, well, how either of them do versus Game Agents. There's a realistic chance that this draw could actually play a massive role in what happens in the group.
And a potential no Hellraisers in the semi-finals.
Which, when you coming into this group, like you look at, they've got FaZe, okay, as said, never expect them to beat them, but everybody else in the group was, they're the ones expected to take second.
And it wasn't this group where I look at it and go, okay, the qualified teams could make it out. It's actually the other group where we have VP, definitely the weak link of that group, where we look at it and go, okay, Ecstatus could certainly take that matchup. They've been looking good, but Dark Tigers already looking very impressive, and that's not going to change. Top of Banana, double kill coming in for Tom. Everyone getting decimated on this B bomb site. It's only one man left up. Bondik, he's got everything to do and not a lot to do it with. UMP, first kill, trying to double down, but he just can't. And with that, again, is Issa. Wrong side of the map, no chance, 12-3 on the half.
Yeah, this is, well, the B site has definitely been the weak link for this CT side. Like, not that the A side has been particularly strong, but I feel like Issa has at least done some work to try and hold it down, but B has pretty much fallen every single time. Even when they sort of took Banana control, they find a couple of entries and then they just lose a couple of men straight back. So yeah, Issa, he's going to try his best here. Doesn't have a kit. I wonder if there'll be one on the site itself if he does manage to get back into this round. Spots the man up above. He's just got no time left. It doesn't really matter what happens for the remainder of the round. It will be Capson to end the half, and 12-3 in favor of Dark Tigers. Who would have expected that?
Totally calculated, totally expected. I have no idea. Now it's all on this pistol, Tom. Hellraisers need the pistol. The game is probably going to be over here and now. Because again, while, yes, if Dark Tigers get the pistol, they could get up to 15, then Hellraisers would, in theory, have a buy. No one's going to eco that. No one's going to double eco, so you can, you know, buy up when it's 15-3. You're never going to pull that comeback if you're Hellraisers, so it will just be force until the game is probably over, unless they find that pistol round. So a lot of pressure on them moving forward. Dark Tigers with the opportunity to close this game out before it even gets close.
The interesting thing as well is if you just remove the score from the top and you look at the frags, this game looks close.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually really weird looking at the scoreboard, considering the top fragger on the T side has 14 kills and bottom is 6, and then the same 13 and 8 over on the other side. Like, that's actually ridiculous when you look at the scoreline being 12-3 in favor of Dark Tigers. Like, it does show how insanely close these rounds have been. At the same time, the fact that Dark Tigers have been able to win all of these clutches, have been able to come back from detrimental positions almost every single time, you have to give them huge props, but you also have to say, Hellraisers, what on earth is going on?
Yeah, this is not the Hellraisers from the previous map, I can say that's for sure, but maybe it's the T side where they can have a bit of a resurgence on this second half. We've got the buy coming through. Dead Fox on utility. Standard buy here on the CT side as well, but already the first kill going the way of Woxic. Tom wants to get aggressive, but he gets taken down. Issa finding that frag, and he can even hunt another man here as well. Hellraisers, double man advantage. Damage done to another. Even Bondic going to drop EO. This is Hellraisers' opportunity to get himself back into the game.
And there should be nothing that can be done. In fact, the round already over. Quick pistol from Hellraisers. Of course, we have seen them in the previous, well, in fact, in the previous half, they threw away an advantageous position in the pistol round. So I wasn't sort of holding my breath there. And 4 spies in the previous map were also won by Dark Tigers. So we'll see if they can do the same again, especially when you look at the buy that's actually come in. We got a CZ, we got a couple of Mac 10s. Obviously, the AK is backed up on Angel and Woxic, but hey, CZ's Deagles, we know how deadly they can be.
We do, although not towards Banana. Hellraisers have already forced all of the CTs out of there. Back to the site they're sent. And a lot of apps control as well taken from Hellraisers, but, sorry, Dark-sided, but Hellraisers up at the top of Banana going to open things up. As Dead Fox dropping 2C there with the CZ. It's already the man advantage, no rotation drawn over by Dark Tigers. They commit with 3 players on this A bomb site for the time being, just hoping the Hellraisers will gamble and walk up into this stack, but even if they do, it won't be an easy fight to win. Capson gets wrecked by Angel. And 1 by 1, Dark Tigers getting picked apart here by the T side.
And now, well, gamble more heavy over towards this A side of the map. Of course, the big problem is from Beastic's point of view, he doesn't know if they've wrapped Arch. They've got the information that, obviously, okay, well, we're not holding Arch, so you're going to have to just try and watch out. The problem is the T's now have complete control of the site. In fact, I would quite like to see Beastic just try and back out of there, hold on to the Deagle, give himself something to play with into the next round. However, already going to be challenged. He does actually manage to win the duel versus Bondic, who was only there with a Mac 10, so again, not too much of a loss. There's more of these AKs, and actually a push coming down from Tom might actually meet one. Angel's pretty low on HP, only 43 in fact. If he gets caught with his pants down, there could be a bit of a problem here. In fact, Beastic finds another, that's Issa, so again, making things more and more costly. And Angel just trying to defend this rifle is going to be the crucial fight at the moment, because you don't want to give that over to Dark Tigers fighting into the next round.
Yeah, look how close they are as well. I don't think he realizes they're literally on the other side of the wall. Another man in the spawn just as he moves out, but he will hold on to the gun. Hellraisers.
No, he won't.
Oh, just dies after time. Obviously, not that matters. They won the round, but just saved by EO. He won't be able to pick up that AK instead, sadly, but he does get the kill. So that's a rifle taken away from Hellraisers. That can have big complications later in the game when they're looking for the buy-up. A chance for Hellraisers now to extend this, at least little streak they've had, to find their 3rd in a row, because Dark Tigers have pistols in play. Only 2 armors. 3 CZs, definitely not the round that they should be winning, but any damage they can take away from this one, any guns they can drop from Hellraisers and force the rebuys of can certainly be pretty important.
Lots of Molotovs thrown into this apartment, aggression out, but it's just going to be the cleanup. Nothing coming in at the moment for this CT side. AO going to be the only one left. Is on the right side of the map at least. Surely this is going to be checked. They send in Angel, obviously the man with next to nothing to lose, and they could just leave. Like that's the realistic thing. They don't need to take this fight. Woxic will do it anyway. Obviously, such a confident player. I'm not surprised by that at all. But we do at least have a 6th now for Hellraisers. However, this is where things get interesting. This is where the buy comes back in. And the Hellraisers, they can't afford to fall at this first hurdle.
Luckily enough, we are into one of those buys that are always awkward on maps like Inferno and Cobble, where it's the first CT buy of the half and they don't have utility, they don't have kits, no AWP as well. So it's not a free round for Hellraisers, but it's certainly the easiest buy they'll be up against in terms of them actually having rifles. 5 M4s. And Hellraisers already taken top of Banana control as well. There's been a boost coming in from Dark Tigers and 2 players in the CT spawn. I like that setup as well. The issue is it can be negated so easily by just a smoke thrown down in the spawn, and then Dark Tigers have to opt, okay, do we want to get aggressive? Do we want to just set up for a retake? And Inferno, not a map known for setting up for retake.
Yeah, both sides very difficult. In fact, a lot of utility needed. And even then, that's sometimes not enough. It's only been 3 players, actually very passive from the CT side, all the way back. Issa looking to try and lead the charge. Still got a minute left on the clock, and DevFox also lurking over towards that B side of the map, just to make sure that the CTs don't gain too much information. He can hold them back and deny them any chance of pushing. However, they're not going to. As said, very passive stuff from the CT side. Arch control now going to be taken, but there has been a reposition from Capson. However, he misses the cross, and this could be a bit of a problem now. AO will be able to find one already. DevFox quickly there with a trade, and now the push comes back in. That's the sort of misleading piece of information. Capson quickly trades once more, but bear in mind, there isn't a kit.
The issue is that Arch smoke went down. It essentially looked like that wrap through the CT spawn to B. That's why Capson was playing so passive, but now, as you said, misled. Hellraisers have got the bomb down, and the retake is on. Dark Tigers beginning to work their way up through short here. Time playing against them, and Bondic as well. He's already begun to wrap. If he's going to check short here, he will win the round for Hellraisers. That's it. Line up for Bondic. And B-Stick's all that remains. He's got to get the hell out of here. He's got to try and run away from this round. And while he does take Woxic with him, Bondic will trade back. 3 kills from him in that round. Great post-plant. And Hellraisers, slowly but surely, they pull themselves back into this matchup.
Still only... It's still not something to get too excited about, of course, because it's only the first buy round. That's the thing. We know that in the next one, there's going to be a hell of a lot more utility. The loss bonus will be up for Dark Tigers, and they can start getting more regular buys in. However, if Hellraisers win the next round as convincingly, that's where things will be a bit worrying. But B-Stick, he's already starting things off. Angel will be down and out. A rifle to be found, although it is back on Banana, so you expect... Well, I somewhat expect DevFox to maybe just throw his gun out of the map and make sure that this weapon, can't be retrieved. So smart stuff there, just making sure that no real hope for retrieval. The question is, though, can this round get a little bit out of control? Woxic now being tagged as well. Maybe there's a chance that Dark Tigers can steal a round away.
I think if they're going to steal a round away, this should not be the one. Hellraisers should not let this one slip up, even with having lost that first man. And they will group up towards B for the time being as well, so Dark Tigers, 2 men here. And again, when you're walking into the B site with 3 players of Hellraisers up against 2 pistols of Dark Tigers, this just shouldn't be an opportunity for them. This should be Hellraisers round here and now. Molotov's going straight over Smokes as well, cutting off all the choke points, and DevFox already with the opening kill. Tusi back at the site, will get a D, but DevFox doubles down. And with that, the round should be over. It's a 3-on-3. The bomb's getting planted on the B-bomb site. We'd have to see something incredible for Dark Tigers to win this round.
Yeah, they can at least make things costly, though. Don't allow Hellraisers to build up a huge amount of cash, and look to see if there is any weaponry to be had. Rotation will be coming in for the remainder, but Issa already removes 1 from action, and it's just a quick cleanup from Hellraisers. The difference down to just 4. But now the CTs have that big buy. We can see the AWP, we can see full utility, maybe even a double AWP. Will Capson pick up a second? Now, this is not the most common strategy on Inferno.
No.
Especially a lot of the time we see faster plays, and I wouldn't mind seeing Hellraisers just like bum rush straight towards that B side, just run straight towards them, try and take the fights. Instead, they're actually going to be challenging into second mid. Capson is peeking mid with the AWP. He's got to be careful that he doesn't get overwhelmed here. I think he knows that they're coming in that direction, though. Now, there's no counter up here. Woxic yet to need it. Probably won't expect there to be 2, but he's actually just going to bait out the shot. I like that. An elevated angle. I think even if Capson had been able to flick up, it probably would have just been the leg shot. Already, he's pushed back towards the site, and so much map control gained with fairly little used. And actually, Angel now takes his head off already. They're going to go much faster on towards this site. Issa pushing in as well, and Tom is now the only one left. Has to try and hold on. But again, it's a quick dismantlement of the CT side. And that was what I wanted to see. Just a much faster play. Okay, they sort of are smart about it. They take the sort of delayed peaks into middle to not allow that AWP to get anything done. But it almost looked like, again, that Dark Tigers were playing to the Hellraisers script, like re-peeking when they wanted them to re-peek, taking shots when they wanted them to take shots.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the big things of this half as well is we can't afford to see Dark Tigers just give Hellraisers so much room, right? We need to see some aggression. We need to see Dark Tigers with confidence. It's the second half where if you give Hellraisers the chance to just walk up to mid with no fight from Dark Tigers, of course that's going to happen. I want to see Dark Tigers play how Woxic did on the CT side, despite being 12-3 down. Get aggressive, bring that AWP into play, try and get yourself the man advantage. Don't play to Hellraisers' rulebook, as you say. Open things up, and that needs to be the change here for Dark Tigers. Otherwise, Hellraisers are going to just default their way back into this game. The money gone here for Dark Tigers as well. Really not a lot. Pistols in play. We have an M4, we have an AWP, both saved on. But they shouldn't buy around these. Not fully, at least.
Yeah, maybe just pistols.
Yeah.
I would quite like to see a few smokes picked up as well, because I felt like that's the best way to sort of sneak some of these rounds, is just basically have smokes constantly going down on that B site and just be annoying. Because it just allows Dark Tigers to sort of hide their plan from this T side. And also it means that AWP could play a bit more of a factor. You can even just keep, if you buy a smoke on every player, initially have like 3 players over there, maybe allow the AWP to go a little bit aggressive. And then after that, just keep dropping smokes and even switch over the other 2 players to drop another couple. You burn so much time that eventually you can just gamble or maybe get the stack off on A instead, but we'll see what they do. They've actually got themselves a couple of kits in this scenario. Caps are not going to invest too much because he wants to make sure he can get the AWP and some utility and armor behind it. Of course, this time, Tussie will be the one AWPing, saved it from the previous round. I'm hoping he'll go a little bit aggressive here, but in fact, he's going to be playing a fairly passive angle onto short.
Yeah, talking of aggression though, look at this from Beastic. He's pushed all the way down. 3 kills almost coming through. Finds a double, but Bondic straight back in with a trade, but not at least for free. He's down to 50 health. And that's exactly what we need from Dark Tigers. You come into a round where you only have 2 weapons to play with and you get a 2-for-1 trade, that's so profitable. Now, still, yes, they're not equipped on 3 of these men with the CZs. There's still, however, enough to get this round done. The issue is the solo B player right now. Oh, sorry, there's 2 there at least, on the back of the site. The AWP is on A. That's one of the big issues. So Hellraisers is going to walk into just what is essentially 2 CZs on this site to try and defend things. Caspin holding the angle here close. He's got a man on the boost as well. EO starts things off, runs back through the Molotov, has to be very careful. He's burning alive. DevFox finds that kill. And now Caspin, he also needs a kill here. He also needs just a 1-for-1 at the very least, or just delay. He swaps position with DevFox, but he gets shot in the side of the back. And now Dark Tigers in a 2-on-2.
And individually pushing in, Tom is going to get taken down by DevFox as well. He's saved them in this round. Dusty will be here with the AWP. Bomb actually yet to go down. 30 seconds left. T-side fairly passive for now. Bondic doesn't need to peek this, but he does a lot of damage nonetheless. And while this time they're not going to give away that position. 10-12, almost working out for Dark Tigers. And now they go back in with the buy of their own. However, the dent they've done to the economy of Hellraisers is not one that they'll need to worry about.
That's an unfortunate lost situation from Dark Tigers, but at the very least...
DevFox is 9-1 in the second half.
Wow. They are bringing these rounds fairly close. This double AWP is going to be interesting to see as well. Not seeing Capson on that.
No, Bondic's 9-2.
I mean, Hellraisers are... Well, they haven't lost a round this half. They've taken 7 in a row, so to be expected. Molotov into the apartments, control towards a banana and flash up. Great shot from Angel, doubles down. 2 kills up on the B-bomb site. We may just see Hellraisers speed up off the back of that, just take the site. They know there's no one left there for Dark Tigers. A rotation coming through in the form of Capson, but how much can he really do?
This really has to look towards more of a safe position unless they can get a very quick kill, which Angel is close, and actually he will go down. Bomb's going to be getting planted, but they are rotating through this church side. Ao's caught another. It's not going to happen again, but look at the position of Bondic, so powerful to catch off those rotations. Leaves Capson and Tom pushing in from the same angle, and they've still got 2 players to deal with. The AWP looking to hold the cross. They've dinked up DevFox, but Woxic has already found another, and DevFox is just going to look to try and stay alive, hide onto the site, even finds the info for his team, and now we're back 12-11. Bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this was 12-3 at one point, and Hellraisers have not lost a round since.
We said it could happen, Tom. Maybe we didn't believe, but we said it could happen. This is a very, very strong performance from Hellraisers on this T side. And Pistols back in play for Dark Tigers. If that, really. We've got a couple of players on 5K. We've also got, Tussie with 2,000, so...
This is where experience comes into play, and that's one thing that Dark Tigers don't have. I genuinely think now this is where we probably see them crumble. Because when you lose this many rounds in a row, from such a dominating position, 8 rounds go back the other way, the Hellraisers, they're a team that they get each other pumped up. Like when you have Woxic and Issa in the same team, they pump each other to the point of like no return. And it's going to be just so scary in this scenario where they're now going, okay, guys, we've got this. And even though they're still like behind by a round, I think for the last few rounds, they'd probably be saying this, like, we're going to streak this till the end.
Yeah, and well, it is happening. One thing to note as well, DevFox having a great game here. I'm sure playing to the home crowd is something that he's enjoying as well. 19 frags on this T side. 10-1 this half. And here it comes, Hellraiser's opportunity to equalize the scoreline, to bring it back to 12-12, and no real resistance from Dark Tigers by as well. It's going to be Pistols, as we said. Deagle up for Tom in middle, attempts to go for the pick, but the flashbang holds him back. And Hellraisers, again, no real fight back from Dark Tigers. We haven't seen any aggression, we've not seen any control taken. It's one of those rounds where, yes, you don't have the utility to really go for a deep banana play, but Dark Tigers just giving Hellraisers a lot of room here. They do hold on to this mid, though, and that's a sick shot from Tom. Drops Woxic with the AWP, and Dark Tigers running a triple short setup at the moment. Could certainly work out if Hellraisers do hit A.
DevFox will be here with Angel, looking to try and find an opener towards this B side of the map, and Angel will be able to find one. B-Stick peeks back in, and DevFox will fall, keeping the man advantage with this CT side for now. Smokes will hold them off. They're still going to go back and retrieve that bomb, and it will give a decent amount of time for the CTs to actually get a rotation in. And they haven't spotted the bomb yet. But again, these rounds, these pistol rounds, in fact, have been the ones that have been a little bit more worrying for the Hellraisers side. It's going to be a couple of flashbangs. They don't have a smoke for the cross, but Bondik finds the kill anyway. And now B-Stick is going to be the only one left. Can he pull off something ridiculous once again? He peeks back in, already gets rid of Angel, and that will be the bomb now planted. Still going to be a 2 versus 3 situation. Issa has to be wary of this banana spot, and really they need to try and take some control back before anything can be done. Nice shot from Issa, though. And a second as well. Tears the heads off, and Bondik will close it. Hellraisers, again, it comes down to just 2 players, but those 2 players will drag them through. 12-12. The comeback has been completed as they even things up. 9 rounds back to back.
Dark Tigers, where have they gone this half? CD sides have been non-existent from this team across this best of 2 series.
I think they're more like light kittens at this point.
Nice. AWP up for EO, and he will kick things off at the very least. Angel dead in the banana. Still an orb in the hands of Hellraisers to respond to that. And clearly desperation with Dark Tigers switching up who plays the orb almost every single round. We haven't seen Casper on it this half, maybe not feeling it in the last few. I don't blame him. This is not working out so far, but they have at least got the first pick. This round could be a different story after all. 2 up in the apartments for Hellraisers, couple in towards B as well. They'll give up that position. Looking back towards this A bomb site, but look at EO's rotation. He got the pick on B, but they had a triple B setup, which allowed for him to rotate back to A pretty quickly. Now, Hellraiser's going to walk back into that.
Yeah, so will be the man to watch in this scenario. To try and peek out the apartments, just running straight through already. Catches out EO, turns it back into a 4 versus 4. They need to clear the man out of pit, and DevFox will do just that. The site also falls, and again, it will come down to a retake. Great take from Hellraisers in the end. I love that sort of jump out of the apartments. It's so risky from Issa, but it's basically just used as a distraction play. You then allow your teammates to peek out and try and take over the pit. Beast will be trying to make his way back towards short. They need a quick kill here. He's in fact taking apps. Now they do have a bit of utility, but well, Woxic catches him before anything more can be done, and Tussie has no choice but to save.
Yeah, instantly runs back the second his teammate dies. He knows the gravity of the situation. That is, Hellraisers have pulled this all the way back. From a 12-3 first half to now 13-12. They're back in the lead. It's been a long time, but they're here. Wild says he will get some damage on the exit at the very least, taking down players with him. He will hold on to the gun. So something for Dark Tigers. But again, now they're just playing off of loss bonus and fumes here. Barely any money. We could see a buy here realistically as Beastic can buy, Tusi can drop over a gun. You can get 3 rifles at the very least and then some Fantasies as well. But Dark Tigers, they choose to give this one away. They know this is probably the safer option. Go for a pistol round, buy a lot of nades maybe.
I like this.
And maybe they'll have something interesting to show us, Tom.
Here we go, down mid and through the banana. The nade's going to do a decent amount of damage, pushing in. They'll already actually get themselves a couple of kills. Issa will be looking for the trade, spots the man pushing into middle. And the problem is now, CT side are quite disjointed, but Tassi finds the bomb. This could be a round coming from absolutely nowhere. In fact, they've won all of the duels. It's only Bondik left into a 1 versus 4. Unfortunately, he has himself the A side, but does not have the bomb. Looks to try and pick them back apart. The problem is pushing into middle. This is going to be very difficult indeed. And well, Beastic will take his head off. 13-13. We finally get around on the board for Dark Tigers, and it's one of ludicrous proportions. Aggression into mid, not something they can really do again. But it does give them a nice bolster of cash.
Yeah, they just have to at least keep this one going. If they get reset here, this game is going to be over, Tom. They need to win the next round. And Hellraisers have all the money to fight back, so the buy comes through for both teams. Nades again towards middle, but Hellraisers having a few flashbacks. Not going to be too damaged by that one. Devfox tagged. And look at this from Tusi. Aggression in the apartment here. We've not seen this from Dark Tigers. That will catch a man off guard. Exactly what we wanted from this team. Flex your muscles. Show Hellraisers you're not scared to take these engagements and take that man advantage they shall. 5-on-4.
Yeah, they've been suffering the same fate as Hellraisers did in the previous half, though, where they find these openers and then the execution from Hellraisers is enough to take things home. A long streak of rounds finally coming to the end, or to an end. As Dark Tigers have got their first in this second half. Opening pick their way as well. Plenty of utility. No real excuses here. In fact, they've even got 3 AKs over on that CT side, so if they were going to win a round, this would definitely be the place to do it. Shots being rattled off. 45 seconds left on the clock as the T's do look to make their push in towards mid. They've been pretty good at getting these openers over onto A, and will they be able to do it again? Through the edge of the smoke goes Angel, looking to try and find the man just round the corner, and it's Tussie still lurking behind the smoke. Pete comes in, Devfox will find the opener onto the site, and now it's only down to 2. It happens again! Hellraisers, man disadvantage, but they dismantle this site. Angel with a double, Devfox with 1, and once again the remaining CT side, I don't think they have a choice. They've got to save. They've got the money they can buy into the next round if they keep these weapons alive. I think they'll be able to anyway, but definitely be a little bit weaker of a buy. But I don't know how Hellraisers do that every time. They just win all of the battles.
Just well-timed pushes. The combination with the one man coming out of the apartments and also Angel wrapping up through long. Dark Tigers not ready for that kind of pace, and now, I mean, you say they should be able to hold on to the guns. That's if Hellraisers let them. 1 kill comes in from Beastic. Tom allows a man to pass by him, but he gets a shot towards a spawn. Misses it, does follow up. Guns so far being saved. He knows there's another man here as well, so Hellraisers losing a lot of players on this hunt. Not going to go well for them at the very least. AWP also saved onto Tom, so Dark Tigers, they get out of that one okay, all things considered.
Yeah, and they'll be comfortably able to buy into the next round thanks to those 2 weapons being saved. I can understand why Hellraisers did it. They're going to have enough money to buy no matter what here. Although it does mean that if they lose this round, then things will get a little bit more sketchy, especially when you consider the scoreline at the moment. 14-13, Hellraisers in the lead. The loser of this round is going to be in real trouble, and Devfox already with the opener. Tom with that AWP gets absolutely nothing done. And that was something we spoke about, that even when they had the man advantage, things were going wrong for Dark Tigers. The question is now, what can they do when they need to come back from a disadvantage?
You could see how much he wanted the pick as well. The Molotov was down, he's still committed to the fight in it, knowing that these man advantages for Dark Tigers have been, well, influential into the couple of rounds, or 1 round they have. Needing that to happen again, with that falling apart now, so will the team falling back. Very passive setup here in the pit. 2 players up on balcony. It allows for this wrap from Angel as well, and look at him. Tusi just allowed them to pass by. His rotation off of B is too late. EO's going to go down. Man in the pit dropped as well. Bondik finds that opening kill, and with that, once again, it's the same story, Tom. 2 men up for Dark Tigers, but they're running away. Tails between their legs. And Hellraisers up to 15 rounds here in the second map. A phenomenal comeback has been made, and they are 1 round away from sealing the deal.
Yeah, and of course, Hellraisers, they're going on the hunt. They're going to try and take these weapons out of the hands. If B-Stick saves, he can probably drop 2 rifles into the next round. So him being alive is more than crucial. And same for his teammate, being able to drop a FAMAS or something. It can be the difference between a buy and not having a buy at all. B-Stick already going to be spotted. Does manage to find out one. Nets the information for the T side, though. And as said, they have nothing to lose again. Still not able to take down these remaining players, though. But even just one could be crucial. And that's enough. 1 dropped. Angel looking for the second. He won't get it. Tussie manages to survive. But that 1 kill is actually going to be so detrimental.
Yeah. They could have had full rifles hit on off the back of that, especially with a saved orb. Drop that over by 2 more guns.
I think they still may. Oh no, 1 pistol.
But it wouldn't have even have just been, you know, 5 rifles. It would have been 5 rifles of really good utility and actually a fairly decent buy, all things considered. Now we have attack pause from Dark Tigers, and really not the best of buys here. This is going to be a lot to ask for if they want to bring this all the way back to overtime, especially if you look at that scoreboard there. 1 round taken on the CT side. For them to double that and then even find a 3rd, I'm not sure if it's possible, but Hellraisers looking very good on the second half. That's one thing to say for sure. Look at the scoreboard. We've got DevFox and Woxic leading that. Bondik close behind, and Isra and Angel certainly not falling off. Everyone looking good here. And I think, Tom, this comeback may be happening. Dark Tigers, their last opportunity here to try and keep themselves in this best of 2.
Yeah, they've managed 1 round on the CT side. Like, it's crazy to be in such a dominating lead in terms of the score, at least. As said, a lot of the rounds were very close in the first half, but just crazy. And they're going to go for a gamble straight in. Normally you see the 4-1 strategy brought in once you have information, once you have players set up who can gather the spot. Instead, they're going to have 4 players over towards the A side. But they have already net themselves the opener. And considering one of their players only has a pistol, this may not be too much of a problem. T side gathered on B. Rotation will be coming back in from Tom, who has an incendiary as well. So if they do opt to push here, he could be there to slow them down. T-side are all here, though. 2 players left to defend it. Smokes thrown in by Hellraisers. Angel looking to lead the way. Around the statue is Tussie. He'll find one. They haven't spotted him. DevFox will eventually be there to trade, but Tom is holding down the fort, at least for now. No trade available. It'll be Woxic and DevFox to try and fight this back.
But how many 2v4s have we seen before, Tom? How many man disadvantages have Hellraisers pulled them out in similar situations? It's 2 towards the back of the site. AWP still in. And Hellraisers now trying to hold on against the 4 Dark Tigers players beginning to push in. They need to at least regroup and try and work out the timing here. They have plenty of utility. A Molotov to force a man out of a position as well. That will go straight in. Woxic got to be very careful. He's burning alive. Moves position. They won't line up. He misses his shot, and DevFox does as well. Only 1 kill. It's not enough. Dark Tigers find the retake. And 14 rounds been taken. Finally, they get their second. The Hellraisers still have money, Tom, and despite Dark Tigers keeping 3 players alive and the AWP, it's a pretty good buy for both teams here in the last round.
Yeah, Woxic with a bit of extra cash. I wonder if he'll just drop a rifle instead of actually going for that AWP. And yeah, I can actually hand it over. I think they may have bought too many weapons here. I think I saw some UMP and stuff dropped onto the floor, so maybe some mistakes made along the way, but it's not a bad buy in the grand scale of things. The question is now, can the CTs take this to overtime, especially after such a streak of rounds? They'll have the chance to break things back. They're going for the same play once again. Tom, this time alone, has the AWP and a little bit more aggressive in his stance of this defense. The problem is, again, if he goes down, the site pretty much there, but that is a 6 shot. Angel barely even gets to see his opponent before his head is removed. And once again, the man advantage swings into the favor of Dark Tigers.
Yeah, and Hellraisers already fallen out of banana. They have given up on that position. No way they want to go back there as they look towards the A-bomb site where a really heavy setup sits. 4 players here, 2 in the site, 1 in the pit, and 1 up on long. This is really, really strong from Dark Tigers. Will Hellraisers realize it? apparently not. They're going to fall back towards B, and a good decision to be made as well. 50 seconds left on the clock. Still trying to fake out this mid play. We could see an art trap come through. This would be the right time to do it with Dark Tigers having so many players on the actual A bomb site, but it is just a fake with utility coming through. The bomb still up the top of Banana, and now the beginning of the art trap to come through. EO, he needs to shut this down, or at the very least get information that it's happening. He does, but now Hellraisers have found their way into the CT spawn, and with that they can take B.
Tom has so much left to do here. Nice read, but again, he doesn't manage to hit the shot. This is a problem. They're going to be crossing towards the site, and surely at some point he's going to get overwhelmed. The bomb, no doubt, will be going down for Hellraisers. Retake setup, and actually Tom staying alive could be a bit of a problem. The trade back would have been so integral. Beast managing to pick up one as he peeks back in. Issa's found another and a second as well, at least making things close. DevFox with one more. On the CT side, they're trying to clear these angles. They've got utility, but they haven't checked the right spots. Tom finds one more, and it's all left onto Woxic. 1 versus 2, gets the first, but Tom's there with the AWP. He will keep this game going just a little bit longer as he gets the triple with the AWP, and it will be 15-15 OT call.
Yeah, fantastic from Tom. Misses every shot as they cross towards the site, but 3 kills on the retake with the AWP is fantastic. And that's actually a draw as well.
Wait, how does that work?
There's not overtime, Tom. We've just found out. So
how does that work in a best of 2?
It comes down to round difference.
Well, that is
0.
ridiculously confusing, but okay.
Well, either way, a pretty impressive performance from Dark Tigers in that first half. Does fall off, but they will be able to at least close it out in a 15-15 fashion. Got to feel bad for Hellraisers not being able to take the victory there.
You could say the same for both teams, realistically. You can make the argument, right? 12-3 half for the Dark Tigers initially, so I think they're going to be the ones really kicking themselves. Either way, we are going to be heading over to the stage. We've got Red Eye.
Okay, okay, let's come to the front. Okay, we haven't got any microphone, but we'll try and do it anyway because I guess they're going to give me some mic at some point. That was a tough game, very tough game, and kind of 2 tough games, DevFox as well. So talk me through game 1. You're 8-5 down, things aren't working too well, but you make a good comeback.
Yeah, it was a really hard game. Like, we don't know how they play, pretty much. So that was like our, like, I don't know, like we didn't know what to do. First of all, as CT, like, we didn't know like how they do banana take and stuff. Like, they did pretty good as T. We couldn't hold them. And when we changed sides as T, like, we had the same, pretty much. They didn't know what to do. We did well as T, but it was too late.
And then game 2, that first half, that was awful. I mean, again, 12-3 down. That looked as if it was game over, but you made a good comeback. Are you disappointed not to win that game now?
Yes, we did really bad as CT. That cost us the map, pretty much.
And then draw. I mean, it's not the result you wanted, but I guess 12-3 down. Now, are you slightly happier because you got the draw?
Like, yeah, we did a good comeback at least, so we have 1 point or something like that, but we lost anyway, so.
What's it like for you having a big tournament like this, international, €500,000 on the line in your home country? How good is that?
It's really good. I feel really good. I have Hungarian fans here. Thank you.
Yeah, it must be fantastic. Talk to me about the tournament, though. This is a really big opportunity for Hellraisers. We haven't seen you much this year. We saw you at StarLadder, obviously top 11, but it's a good opportunity to do well here, and that wasn't the start you wanted.
Yes. We'll do better next time.
All right, okay. Let's head over to our panel and find out their thoughts on game number 1.
And man, oh man, I don't know about you, Janko, but